ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, girls and boys and girls. Welcome back. Yes, I agree. I admit, I admit, I admit, it's been a minute. I took a little time off. I apologize. That's my reason, not my excuse. But welcome back. Welcome back to Inspirational Minutes with David. Welcome back. And we're going to have a conversation today. Because it's about us. It's always about us. It's about evolving. I know. I'm going to say it to you just red in the brain. I'm going to say it to, I can't say it into red and blue and all the other colors in the spectrum, of the spectrum of colors. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to be redundant. We must evolve. Today, our video today, with inspirational minutes with David. The title of our video today is, Are you a label? I mean, are you a label? Do you identify yourself as, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this person, I'm that person? Are you identify, I'm rich, I'm poor? If someone call you a bad person, you're a bad person, I don't like you. Do you identify with that? When a person say that you're a lazy person, do you identify with that label? Are you a label? First of all, I'm going to tell you what you're not. You're not a label. But a lot of us are not conscious that we're not labels. We have the greatest computer in the world within us. It's our brain. It's our consciousness. Because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And through this brain, this consciousness that we experience, a lot of us don't use a lot of our consciousness, but that's either here or there. It's water underneath the bridge. Let's talk about, are you a label? The brain, a male or female, whoever created the computer, whoever created the cloud, Wi-Fi, those creators were men and human beings. They were human beings, men and women, created that with the greatest computer in the world, which is our brain. So we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We live in we're energy, we're frequencies. Like I said before, you can walk in a room, right? And you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy of the room. The room could be thick. It can be thick with negativity. You can say, oh man, this must be a lot of drama going up. I can feel the tension because we're energy. We're energy. And we feel each other energy. You're not a label. I talk about evolving. I talk about love. I talk about the coming of the agape love from going from mankind back to humanity. In order to change, we have to love yourself, know yourself first. Know yourself, love yourself first. And I'm going to keep talking about that. I'm going to keep talking about evolving. I'm going to keep talking about us evolving with each and every video. I'm going to mention it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I'm going to mention that because we must evolve. We must be aware of the consciousness that we are. The world in so many ways is controlled psychologically, controlled by manipulating people. They tell us what to do. They give us the information. We're taught through grade school, like I said before, what to think and how to think. They begin to mold us like you mold Play-Doh. I don't know if you guys know about Play-Doh. You mold Play-Doh into something of your reality. So they start to mold us from K through grade school into a label. They give us information that they want us to know. And at the least, the lack of information about reality, about self-identifying with the label that they give you, they give us. And hey, man, I had to learn it myself. I had to learn that I'm not a label myself. You know, a lot of people say, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm this race, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm male, I'm female. I'm in this income bracket. I'm up, I'm down. Self-identifying with those labels. If people say to a guy, who are you? Right? Who are you? We're a state of awareness, having an experience. We are a state of awareness. We're spiritual beings having the experience of this human level. But all of us are the same conscience, the same spirit of a consciousness in the state of reality. Some people say, oh, I'm David, I'm John, I'm from Texas, I'm from California, I drive this bus, I drive that car. No. The labels are not who you are. They're your experiences. The labels, let me say this again. Let me repeat this. The labels they are not who you are. They are your experiences. Again, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. The labels are your experiences through this transition of this human body that the spirit is cast in. They're not who you are. See, when a spirit don't have titles. The spirit can see and feel and hear when it leaves. It transition on. It don't say, oh, I'm a Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm black, I'm white. If we were at the moon or we was on Mars, I'm not going to say, hey, you got a red suit on, I got a black suit on, you got a white suit. No, we're on Mars. We need the suits to survive, right? Wow. Again, they're your experiences. When someone says I'm Christian, well, no, that's your experience. When someone says I'm Muslim, no, that's your experience. I mean, when you leave the body, are you still a Christian, Muslim, Jew? No. You're spiritual. Do you think before you came here that you were that label? Do you? You think before you were even brought into this body that you were that label? No. Spirits, the spiritual side of us, don't live by labels. And those labels are featured off of this frequency band we call the world. You're not of that world. We're not of this world. And I want you to know that in order for this world to change, for this world to change, you have to let go of those labels and begin to know who you are. When you come in, you pick up labels, not least through where you were born. The labels come, it don't come by where you're born. We're taught those labels. We're taught those labels and to identify with those labels, those race labels, those socialism labels, those class labels, those religion labels. No. We're spirituality, having a human experience. As I go through my notes, if you were born into like a Christian family, a Muslim family, if you were born to a Christian family in the southern states of the United States, or born to a Jewish family, those are labels. You're almost certainly going to be followed through those labels if you become those labels, right? So labels are not even decided upon. The label's not even decided upon. And often they're inherited through birth, through our upbringing. Those labels are transitionary experiences, incredibly transitionary experiences that the spirit of us goes through. You're not those labels. You are those experiences, but that's not who you really are. I say this because I need you to know. I want you to know. I want you to grow. I want you to evolve. So whenever people agree with that or no, or I'm not a label, I'm this and that. They go about talking about themselves in details in the books. That's my that's my philosophy of who I am, or that's my philosophy of life. But the ultimate, most non-lethal way to live is to love you, to love who you are, discover who you are. Move off the labels. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes, we want the world to be better. Yes, we want our children's to live in a much better spiritual world than we live in. You know, when you are different in looks or physical body or different social classes and this and that, it's just a different version, of who you are, but we're spiritual. And again, it's just a different version of a biological computer, which is the consciousness of your brain, the spirit that's within you. You're not those labels. You're not black, you're not white. Those are labels. Rich and poor, and I'm better than you, and you're lazy. I'm laughing at you because I perceive you from your truth as that. Those are labels. Do not become a part of the label, because the illusion of the reality, the label is the illusion of reality that you experience. And I like this, and to believe in the labels we believe in a self-identify, who we self-identify with, right? We have A with this divide and rule, with the essential component of a few controlling the many based on labels. Many based on labels. We're told what to be. You're given this. It's like I'm laughing because, let me put my glasses on. I'm laughing because when I think about it, I remember in high school, I graduated a long time ago, and, it was always about designer labels. You have to have, the big designers, and when I was going to school, if, they had the shirt with the little dragons on it. Oh my God, I could not wear that. I could not wear it because it was from Sears. I needed to have Izod or the alligator or Polo. I needed to wear Armani. I needed to wear Calvin Klein jeans. If I was caught with some so-called Brastons on that was bought from like a discount store, because of that label, I was ridiculed. You're not your label. You're not your label. You're not your label. We're spiritual beings, and all of us are having a human experience. If you made it this far in our video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. I won't bug you too much. Like I say, I just want to evolve with you, along with you, with these inspirational minutes with David. And I'm going to leave you with a few nuggets that was told to me. Do not be misled by what you see around you, or be influenced by what you see. You live in a world which is a playground of illusion, full of false paths, false values, and false ideals. False ideals. Someone else's version of views of what they want you to deal with. I call those ideals. EYE, deals. But you family, yes, you're not part of that world. There are things that we don't want to happen, but we have to accept. Things we don't want to know, but we have to learn. And people we can't live without, but we have to let go. We have to let them go because they will hold us back. And last but least, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see the real you? Do you see the real you? Or what you have been conditioned to believe. It's you, label-wise. The two are so different, family. They're so different. One is infinite consciousness, a spiritual, infinite consciousness, capable of being and creating whatever it chooses to be. You are what you think. The other is an illusion, imprisoned by its own perceived, labeled, and programmed limitations. My name is David. I am the Fly Optician. And my ending of our inspirational minutes with David, the information that we talked about today, can I hold you to it? Thank you in advance. Follow me, D_Fly_Optician. Instagram, Facebook, The Fly Optician. I look forward to talking to you soon. In the meantime, in between time, if I love me, I in return love you. If I love you, then I love myself. I love you. I love you, family. Thank you for your moments with David. Inspirational minutes with David, the Fly Optician. In the meantime, in between time, I will be talking to you soon. Peace.